Sometimes our minds, our hearts, or our bodies decide to create resistance to our desire for impact. This shows up in the morning when we wake up and all that looms ahead makes us want to go back to sleep. Or in the afternoon when time has flown and while you got things done, not what you intended. Perhaps it shows up in the evening when the day is done and there's no money in the bank account. Whatever it looks like for you, I first want you to know that this is very normal. It is impossible to go through days in the life of entrepreneurship without feeling the lows. It is normal in any new venture you embark on. There are lows and highs and days when the fight doesn't feel worth it. Yet, you have to carry on. So, how can you honor your mind, body, or heart's ask for rest and also push yourself to accomplish your task? Today, I share 3 powerful ways successful and smart people keep on track and support themselves through their day. Okay? The key lesson here is progress, not perfection. Will you fall off? Yeah. Will you go days without doing what I suggest? Absolutely. That's life. What we mustn't do, however, is throw out the baby with the bathwater just because things are not going our way or taking too long. For you haven't failed if you don't quit. And if you see this journey through, you will succeed. So first, get real about what you want and what it's worth to you. Many times, I've worked with women entrepreneurs and creatives who are fired up about their plans, and a third or quarter way in, they start to revise their vision. They suddenly decide it's not working, and they start to play around with what they want so that they can make it more realistic. When fear and panic and desperation kicks in, our thoughts become contracted, smaller and smaller, until our thoughts are at the base level of the original idea. Say someone wants to make $50,000 a month. They have the plan, they know the steps, they just have to do them diligently and consistently, and they may make their 50K. Starting off with gusto, this goal gets whittled down as the days and weeks go by, and nothing happens. Before you know it, the person is like, I'm just happy to bring in $2,000, honestly. I just need $2,000 to pay my bills. Other times, they get very excited and spend a lot of money on different people, a common premature step to hiring the team. Trust me, been there, done that. When the money flows out a little too quickly and all these people have work but not really to do, it can be frustrating. One client hired a whole marketing team for her several-month-old business, even when we talked about the importance of doing things in the right order to avoid overwhelm and stress. I get it. She wanted the beautiful website and brochures, the freebie and the business cards, but she also didn't know what her value proposition was or exactly where she was going to get her clients. Instead of buckling down and doing that hard work with me so her marketing efforts would pay off, she ran off and got started on that step, skipping key steps, wasting money and ending up frustrated, annoyed, and broke. She quit her dream. I remember when I invested in heavy software for sales and went on the hunt for a salesperson. Everything in me told me this was a premature step, but I didn't listen. Thing is, I didn't want to sell. I didn't want to be that person, but I wanted the money. The problem with this approach was that I wasn't yet at the level of a sales team or person. I was at the level of growth where I should have been on those calls and making the invitations and going through the rejections to reach my ideal client yeses. I would then be better positioned to systematize what I knew with numbers was working, and I'd be in a better position to train my sales team to successfully close for me. So after thousands of dollars and no results, I humbled down and focused my energy on loving sales and sales conversations. It is a choice. The second thing that's important here after you decide your goal and exactly why you want it is to plan it out and map it on calendar. I use social media for business and I'm not always on it. I'm actually not always on my phone and feel very okay leaving it in another room or even leaving it at home. That's because I have scheduled time for everything, and even personal calls and chats, they have their slots. If you take stock of your life over the last 5 years, you can plan out what seems impossible for you right now because there are patterns. Your responsibility is to find them. Say you notice your energy is exceptionally low before, during, or after your periods, schedule that in. You have enough intel that you can plug time off or less mental work during the days you know you won't be 100%. If you can plan on being at work every Monday to Friday, or at a friend's birthday party with 1 week's notice, you can plan for your menstrual cycles. When you break up your goal into smaller bites and plug them into your calendar, don't expect to magically pull it off, okay? Give yourself some ramp time, a period of grace. Often, creating and sticking to plans is a skill set, and few have mastered it, especially in their business. The comfort level for most people is reactive. That is, you wake up and you deal with what the day presents. It takes a different mindset to get up, do what you intended, and then deal with what the day brings. Planning your calendar while keeping your unique needs in mind will help you here. Now, your calendar doesn't have to look like anyone else's or follow anyone else's. If you're not a 5 a.m. person, trying to be one will exhaust your resources and take the brain power we'd rather you apply to your business to all your feelings and shortcomings instead. Know thyself and plan accordingly, okay? What would be the best time for you to reach out to others or talk business? What is the best method for you? The fastest and wisest? How would you like to take your breaks? What is a true break for you, and how can you break up your work to experience this? When planning out your days, think about the buckets that need to be filled and how you'd like to fill them. The first bucket is you. Can you wake up 10 minutes earlier to spend some quiet time, grounding yourself before the day's madness begins? Put it in your calendar. What about reading a fiction book instead of Netflix at the end of the day? Would that fill your bucket? Plug it into your calendar. The second bucket is your family or such responsibilities. What are the days and hours or months you absolutely have to book time off for your family? Plug it in. How about mini staycations? Would it be good for you to take 3 days off each month to rest and rejuvenate? Or how about taking a whole week off each month to review and plan for the next? Plug it into your calendar. The third bucket is your work. And here's where it gets tricky depending on how you think, okay? Again, remember, everything is a choice. Your choices present your options. So if something isn't working for you and yet you feel resistant to my suggestions, open up your possibilities by asking yourself, okay, how can I make that work for me? So here goes. Third bucket. Decide your work hours, days off, times for marketing, times for selling, and times for fulfillment and operations, and plug them into your calendar. This means you set aside time for the important parts of your business that are your direct responsibility. Okay? This way, when people come at you or things come at you, you're cool, calm, and assured when you respond. I have Saturday morning book talk to look into that. I'll get back to you then. Or when someone asks for an appointment like today, like immediately, like they're desperate for your services, you can push back that nervous, desperate, splintered energy by providing a booking link tied to your calendar with your availability. You can also look at your own calendar and determine how you can best help them. That is, if you can't help yourself. And you can do this without compromising yourself or someone else. That's the beauty and power of planning. You see, when you plan your marketing and sales times, the channels and your message, you have actual information you can write down to determine progress. So it's not some random client you get that you have no idea what it took to get her because you didn't track your activities every day. Now, I've just shared with you 3 powerful ways successful and smart people keep on track and support themselves throughout their day. If you implement even one of these ways immediately, you will experience a shift in how you see and show up in the world. Yes, the days can be long, and there is no end to that tunnel called struggle. But tracking your activities daily and sticking to the plan will help you get through it. Especially if you've been generous and intuitive with yourself and plugged in different things throughout the day, the week, or the month that specifically fill your cup. For example, I read fiction books and they make me happy. This is so my mind doesn't just consume work and business books and reports. Reading fiction books fill my cup in ways watching a show on TV can't. For you, it may be something else. This can be hard to wrap your head around because you're so busy. And when you look around you, there's so much to be done and you're nowhere near completed. So I have a question for you. If you died today, would all this busy stuff that you did or did not get to count? If today was your last day, is this really how you want to spend your day? Because every day we live, we head towards our death. It's the truth, folks. And living every day in a way that doesn't make sense has to stop. So if you're a woman entrepreneur or creative and you're with me so far, and you're also now thinking hard about the things I've said and what you'd like to change in your life, I have an offer for you. I have a group program called Successful Smart Women, and it runs from June 14th to January 4th next year. Every Monday afternoon for 1.5 hours over 7 or 8 months, we work on all the different parts of business development and mindset. In addition to my teaching, there is coaching and a mastermind component, so you get the tools, resources, and support you need to start or grow your business, even while healing parts of your life. The program is run over Zoom in EST, and the investment is $10,000 plus HST due June 1st. Message me if you'd like to register. Just to let you know, the next time I run this program is June of next year. And as of last week, I'm no longer taking on any more private clients. It's now all about successful smart women this June, and then again next year, June. I say this because I've spoken with women over the last few days who were disappointed I wasn't taking on any more private clients. One of them felt miffed because I didn't mention this to her while she took time off to make up her mind. The reason I didn't was because I didn't want to add what would have likely sounded like part of the sales call, right? Oh, by the way, my window for private clients is closing, so make up your mind fast. So I didn't. Instead, the 3 women I spoke with experienced for themselves what happens when you take too long to decide or act. You miss your window of opportunity. So now I'm telling you. Successful Smart Women is my group program. It starts June 14th to January 4th of next year. And this is the only program of this kind I'm offering. The next opening, next year, June. No private clients or contracts this year. And next year, the opening for private clients is sometime in the fall. In Successful Smart Women, we go through all the parts of business development. We do inner work on thoughts, beliefs, and actions. And you mastermind with other successful smart women, giving you more of the support you need to make it through to your next level. Of course, I am there to coach you live 3 out of every 4 weeks, and I teach the modules then as well. In addition to the weekly Monday meets for 1.5 hours, every quarter, you meet with me and other successful and smart women entrepreneurs for a 6 to 8 hour planning, mindset, and coaching day. Successful Smart Planning, which is the full day mindset and business training day, happens in June, September, December, and January. So, what are you getting? From mid-June this year to next year, January, once a week, meet with me, your coach, and your fellow successful smart women. You get teachings, coaching, and masterminding. Every quarter, we meet for a planning and mindset day where, again, you get teachings, coaching, and connecting with the other participants. You're also part of a private group and can message me anytime during the program. I'm happy to help. The investment for this program is $10,000 plus HST, and it's due June 1st. I don't have any fast action bonuses to offer today. Just signing up the strong, decisive women who want to move mountains and want my help. When the spaces are done, they're done. That's it. We move on. Okay? So today I shared 3 powerful ways successful and smart people keep on track and support themselves through their day. The first is a clear and powerful vision for what you want and why. The second is planning and making decisions from a holistic perspective. The third is plugging into the calendar, focusing on progress, not perfection, as you undertake the steps. I've also just shared with you a way you can do all that without sabotaging yourself, because let's be real for a second, 1 out of 10 people successfully learn and integrate information immediately and on their own. 9 out of 10 people need help to make these things happen, and only 3 of those will do what's best for them, which in this case is getting help. Surrounding yourself with a coach and a community of like-minded people on their journey. Again, remember, everything is a choice. Your choices present your options, so it's time to make smart ones. If this is the right time for you, and you'd love to be a successful smart woman, message me and let's get you started on this rewarding journey.